man die on page C, then you go to B.
Right.
The book is there. And so wonderful people like yourself who see the vision, I let them already sent you today. This is not just by chance.
No. I didn't know I was going to meet him here. We just were like, we didn't
We
even
didn't even
plan.
plan this. We really did. I mean, we already mapped the GPS home and just redirected, and
Yeah, no
I'm
chance
gonna
we're
reach
having
out to
the
him
same conversation and y'all show up and
yeah.
become an addendum to what we're talking about here already. And
So-
Baba's vision, he has a vision. You can see it. We just all sat here and said the same thing each other was saying, and then we all never talked before.
Right.
So there it is.
Thank you so much. How big is this place? What's the size?
15 acres.
Jesus.
Yeah, so it's a rectangle. It goes from way back yonder
15
to way
acres.
back yonder. Yeah, it's a one long rectangle. And it's in the middle of slave country. You know, the plantation is right there, that tree line right there, that's the Tomatli plantation. Donald Trump's lawyer just bought it. But it's a slave plantation, so if I take you behind the village, I can show you where the Africans used to grow rice back there in the 16 and 1700s. And the big house and all of that stuff, the oak trees that they used to hang people on, are all still there.
Could you share, maybe you can share your father's story about how he started?
Oh, my father, Detroit, Michigan. Started in Detroit, grew up around Noble Drew Ali and Marcus Garvey type situations in the 20s. And from there, he decided that, black people don't have holidays. The Jewish people do, the Dutch people do, the Scottish people do, the Spanish people do, but the black people in Detroit didn't do anything. So at 14, he told his mom, I'm never coming back to the church until they find a black guy. And of course, my family owned the church. It still got it today. It's called Hartford Baptist Church in Detroit. Hartford Avenue Baptist Church. It's still there. You can go see it. My grandmother and all them on the wall. My daddy went, and then in the 40s, he married a white woman. And this white woman introduced him to the black dude named Harvey in Harlem. And my dad was trying to hang out and be a bumpy with the white people in West 4th Village, down in Greenwich Village. He made his way to Harlem, changed his life, got in the Black Power scene. But then he was disenchanted with the Black Power scene because it didn't involve Africa. He wanted to involve Africa. And so he opened up temples in Harlem, Yoruba temples, to talk about Yoruba culture. And from Yoruba temples, Oyotunji was born out of those temples. And so they left New York and moved south so that they can actually build and show people, the culture. And so my father was made the first king of Oyotunji. However, his vision was that you would have a place that these young people right here can go and walk through and touch. And you never have to beg the white people for anything ever again. You don't have to protest, you don't have to walk in the street, you don't have to beg them for anything. You have your culture, and your culture supplies your life ways for you. And so Baba did that by establishing Oyotunji. Initially, no electricity, no running water. It was just woods like you see, like you came in, the woods on both sides, that's how it was. And they didn't have electricity, they didn't have tools. I think my father was a commercial artist. He didn't know how to build anything. I think my dad said they used to take a stick and beat the grass back because they didn't have machetes and stuff. Very rudimentary. So they started from zero knowledge. My dad wasn't a builder. He never knew about land acquisition and permaculture, none of that. He just came to the woods and had a freaky vision, a weird vision. And many people joined in, and they created Oyotunji. So Oyotunji was started by my father and his wife. They settled the land first. A woman and a man settled the land first with about 5 kids. And they lived outside. I think my mom said her first house was about big as this mat here in Oyotunji. And it wasn't a house, it was like they leaned some boards together. And then slowly but surely, first we used the trees to build with, the forest to build with, because we didn't have money. And in order for Baba to get groceries, he had to walk 20 miles up the railroad track to Beaufort to get groceries.
Oh, wow.
And so that's why today when you want to be a man in Oyotunji, you have to walk a 40-mile journey there and back, as the elders did when they established the village.
Oh, wow.
So Baba would do that. And of course, you didn't have a house, so you had to sleep in the woods. And so men today have to sleep in the woods as a part of their male training.
Oh, wow.
And you had to clear land and chop trees to build houses. So men today have to chop trees, chop big, large tree to prove themselves that they can chop a tree down if they had to build a house out of it. And so you have to process the wood and build a house. You have to build a house with no nails. Because when Baba and them started, they didn't have any nails. So they had to take the trees and interlock them, spines, all kinds of wonderful things. And then slowly but surely, they would go local, tear down houses. They tore down the fire station over here, and they gave Baba the material. So they go down, tearing down old structures and recycling material, bringing it to Oyotunji, scrapping, going to junkyards, finding this, going different places, acquiring material. So we went from building out of wood to building out of trees to building out of wood, like conventional 2x4s, and then instead of grass roof, instead of using the grass for roofing, then we surely got zinc and roofing, and it started to develop. So Oyotunji, what you see before you, it's you know, while it looks, you know, it looks like it looks, some people call it crappy, whatever. It came from black people having zero, starting with zero, and applying it and having what they have from zero.
Right.
Absolutely. I told you they didn't have a car.
Correct.
And they walked to Buford to get groceries and carry a wagon and wagon the food back to Oyotunji.
Wow,
And
wow.
so you went from people having zero to creating their own economic base. Every building you see was built by the people here in Oyotunji. Every metal, every nail, every 2x4 was bought by our own dollars, created here at Oyotunji, so on and so forth. And so there's a lot of successes in that regard. Successes in the regard of self-determination,
I see.
what we call kujichagulia in Kwanzaa language or Swahili. And so you have to look at it in those terms. And now that we move forward, we're able to do more. So every time Oyotunji was able to get more, we were able to do more. And just as your vision that you have, we get more, we can do more. And so Baba started this out of just the need that we have to know that Africans have a history. Black Americans didn't know that. I mean, I know it sounds shocking, but they didn't know that.
Right.
And so we had to do that. In order to do that, you needed a place. You need something for them to walk through. Because Baba was tired of pontificating on the corner and telling black people in speeches. He said, we got to show this to people and build it. And so and he wanted it to be a place of vacation for his people. Just like the white people take their people to Disney World.
I see.
Take
Right.
your children to the African World theme park. You know, we should have theme parks built across the country that are themed after Africa. You know, just like Disney is themed after make-believe, you see? And so Oyotunji then becomes a model for what black Americans can do if we have our own cultural communities. Yeah, you can pave the roads if you want to. We like them dirt. You know, we like the dirt. You know, we need industry and business. You know, Oyotunji can expand. There's land for sale all around here. We have to hurry up and buy it before the white people get it on.
Right.
They buying up all the land around us. I told Donald Trump, the lawyer just bought this one. He bought 3 plantations around here. Husper, Cotton Hall, and Tamaki Plantation. And then the white boy I came down there a few weeks ago, came down the road, said, I need to get to the back. I said, yeah, I'll show you back there. Took him back there. He said, my land touches your land over here. I said, oh man, and the other white boy got land over here, so we done got boxed in already. So, but there's other lands available to build and create.
Can I take your picture?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Please,
just-
please,
just
please,
anybody
please
go.
come.
Yeah, I think
Everybody
we
go.
should take a picture.
Everyone.
So we're gonna take it for us.
How close?
Use his phone. You're gonna use it. Come on,
Oh, okay.
You're gonna use it.
Oh, okay.
Fanny.
No, she's scared of the livestock. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that's what, just leave it. That's fine. Stay behind it. Stay behind it.
He's underneath the chair.
Yeah, she's got a phobia for chicken. All right.
You gonna do it?